Welcome to The Secrets of Success. By following the proven techniques of the guests who appear on this series, you'll learn that even successful people run into detours and failures, and how you can apply their success techniques to change your life.
You're now listening to the most unique show on radio, the show dedicated to making you a success. Ever want to open your own restaurant? Today, our guest, Mike Pantano, will tell us the secrets of success in the restaurant business. Mike, welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's really an honor and a pleasure to be sitting here with you.
Well, I appreciate that because we're foodies here. Our director, Michael, in the other room, myself, and I know you are, so this is a real pleasure for me. Tell us, what is Pantano's Gourmet?
Pantano's Gourmet is basically a concept that I created in 1997 is when I started. And it's really just a place to make people happy. If I could really sum it up, happy through food. Who's not happy when you eat something good?
Exactly. I'm with you there.
You know what I mean? You go and you eat something good and you sit there with, a friend of yours, your wife, whoever it may be, and you're just sitting there and just enjoying the time and just eating really good food.
And that's what we're looking for. I was going to say, when was it started, but you told us when,
1997. I was 23, 24 years old, and I just, for some reason, decided to open up a deli.
And you were telling me before the show, you are one of those natural entrepreneurs. When you were a child, you had a paper route, you were selling cards in the neighborhood. If people wanted something, you sold it.
Correct. So how can you say no to, a 4-year-old, 5-year-old knocking on your door, selling custom greeting cards or, asking you if you want the paper delivered to you. And you thought it was so cute. And next thing you know, you ended up saying yes. So ever since I was little, I guess I had that little something that always drove me to do it. And like I said, I never had any fear. No fear at all of failure. And if failure did happen and it has happened, I just look at it as another stepping stone and just keep moving forward. It was never a point where it was too much for me to overcome and say, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. This is crazy. It was almost where I got really angry that this happened to me, and now I have to prove it to myself that I could do this. So I just kept the ball rolling, and here it is, 2022, 15, 16 stores later. I'm sitting here with you. Now,
if I'm correct, you have 3 locations on Long Island. Is that right?
Correct. I have
Where are they?
2 locations that I'm currently operating myself. On Hempstead Turnpike in Uniondale, across the street from Hofstra and the Nassau Coliseum. I'm also operating a bagel store called Pantano's Does Bagels, Jericho Turnpike in Garden City Park. And our flagship store in Hewlett, which is being run by Paul, that started in 2000. July 2000, actually. This month is 23 years that we've been feeding the 5 towns and Long Islanders.
Are they different types of stores? In other words, would one be a breakfast or something?
They all serve breakfast and lunch. The bagel store, obviously, we have hand-rolled bagels, which makes us different from the other stores because the other stores, like in Hewlett, they bring in an outside source for the bagels. In Uniondale, I supply my own bagels there. But other than that, they're pretty much the same. The most extensive menu would be the Uniondale store, which gives you all different types of sandwiches, all different types of creations that, you would actually have to go there to actually taste them and see them. But other than that, in the end, the concept is the same. Breakfast and lunch, breakfast served all day, and lunch served all day. So if you come in the morning and you want a Philly cheesesteak or a cheeseburger or a tuna melt at 7 o'clock in the morning, guess what? Pantano's.
I'm that one. Sometime during the day, you just like a lunch. You like a breakfast at 2 o'clock or maybe 4 o'clock.
But Bill, who said breakfast is only for morning?
Right.
Where is that written anywhere?
I've never found it.
Right. Exactly. So sometimes in my travels, I would go somewhere and it would be like 11:01, and you walk into a place and try to get an egg sandwich. You're like, oh no, we're not serving eggs anymore. And I would just say to myself, why? But they just, I guess their operation doesn't allow them, or the space doesn't allow them, or they just choose not to, and they just keep it in the breakfast. That's it. It's just breakfast.
I'm just thinking of a funny story. I have a neighbor who was very insulted. One day he walked into the local breakfast type delicatessen, and it was 11:02. And when it came time to pay, they charged him $1 more than what it would be. He said, "Why? Oh, this is after the breakfast period." And he was a rather penurious person, and
Right.
he was very upset.
Yeah, I could
Remember what
I
they
could
did to
I
me?
could understand why. If you want to do that, okay, that's fine. But just let the customer know, just so you know, next time if you happen to come after 11, I'm going to have to charge you a little bit more. But now, I'm going to honor it because it's only 11:02. We're not a stickler at all to any kind of rules like that at all in my store. Like I said.
That's all the better for us foodies. We like to hear that.
Yes, of course.
Mike, is the operation, and when you set this up, is it just you? Is it a group of partners, a corporation, division of labor?
No, so it's actually just me. And like I said, I started this in 1996, 97 is when the store actually opened. But before that, I DJ'd. So I had, a pretty decent-sized company at the age of 18, 19 years old. But I wanted to work during the week because the majority of DJ work obviously was on the weekends. So I was doing weddings, bar mitzvahs, sweet 16s, But I said to myself, if one of my customers comes in and sees me behind the counter working there, I think it would kind of make my business look smaller than what it is. But if I own the place, then it would make my business look even bigger.
Now you're a multi-sectional entrepreneur.
So then I ended up buying a deli, and in Oceanside actually, and failed miserably. My first rodeo attempt at the deli business, miserably. So as I said earlier, I got really angry and upset. I ended up pulling all the equipment out, putting it in my garage, and now searching for another location. And then it just so happened that I found a location in my hometown of Lawrence, because that's where I was raised, in Lawrence, and I ended up opening there. Ended up starting the Pantano name in the food business, and ever since that, if you could, ask me how did this happen, my answer would probably be, first, I really don't know how it happened. It did happen, and then my second answer is because I never wanted to fail.
I think it's great, though, that you share with us that you were, how did you explain it, did a miserable job?
I failed
miserably.
Not even miserably, like to the point where people would come in and ask for stuff and we would like not even know how to make it, or, ask them. You knew when you came into the store, this is not going to work. But I faked it until I learned it. I have no food background at all. No training in the kitchen, no business training, nothing, zero, nothing, nobody, no book, nothing, no mentor, nothing. That I just went in there and every day just kept on learning more.
And that's taking a real risk, because that's your money and your livelihood.
Right.
And you're willing to put that on the line. But obviously you had a good sense of either what the people like or what's selling or what's moving.
I don't really know how it worked, but I could tell you that it's definitely worked. And now, 25 years later, I could say I do know something about running a business and running employees and managing money, paying bills, and also having a life as well. That's the most important thing, because now that I'm older, I'm married. I didn't get married till I was almost 40 years old.
We had no time.
Not only did I have no time, I really wasn't interested. And I guess that was because I was just occupied doing other things. And then I found, a beautiful girl. And I said, what, if I'm going to take a chance with somebody, this is going to be the one. And I ended up getting married. I have 2 beautiful kids now. My daughter's Felicia. She's 8. My son, Milan, he's 7.
You've got the life we all want.
Yeah, and now, like I said, it's just very. It still is very challenging to balance both, to make my wife happy, my kids happy, my employees happy, my customers happy, and most importantly, listen, everybody, this is the most important, to make myself happy, because the day goes by like this. There's things I need to do, things I should do, things I shouldn't do, and things I want to do. And in the end, it just becomes very time consuming.
And Mike, we want to brag about you. You told me something. I did not know it when we booked you to do a show, but you're a proud graduate right here of Nassau Community College.
Yes, Nassau Community College, yep.
This is the home of entrepreneurs. We have so many people on here that, and it's really a coincidence because I often don't know it till we get talking, and they took courses here, they got a degree here, and then went on to get a four-year degree.
After this, I went to Hofstra. Unfortunately, I never graduated from Hofstra. I only had, I think, 17 credits left. Maybe one day I'll go back and finish it. But my mindset was always that I didn't need to graduate in order to move myself forward. You know what I mean? I was opening my own doors, so I didn't really need it. If I had to go back and do things differently, I definitely would have focused more in school, because if I'm doing what I'm doing now without that proper education, imagine what I could be doing if I really focused my time and my energy in school.
That's a great point.
It could be something. This is just raw. What you're seeing is raw. This is just somebody,
natural talent. Yeah,
right.
But if you
it's not even
it.
natural talent. This is somebody who's determined to do it, and that's it. If I put something in my head, I'm going to do it. I will do it. And if I want to buy this car, I'm gonna buy it. Like, don't say I'm
not getting in your way. I'm not stopping you.
I'm gonna buy it. You know what I mean?
Mike, at this point in the show, we want our audience to know that if you're just tuning in, you're listening to The Secrets of Success on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Our guest today is Mike Pantano of Pantano's Gourmet Restaurant. Mike, we're going to ask you, is there a website we should know about? And would you tell our audience if you're making them hungry now, so if they're looking for your restaurant, tell us where they're located.
So if you're in the Five Towns area, you could always stop by Pantano's Kitchen, which is on Broadway, 1308 Broadway in Hewlett, right across the street from Trader Joe's. If you're from the Five Towns, I would hope that you know where Pantano's is, since we've been there since July 2000. If you don't know where Pantano's is on Broadway in Hewlett and you've been living there for a while, I think you need to go to the doctor and get something checked out.
There you go.
That's just me talking. The other two locations is Pantano's Gourmet on Hempstead Turnpike in Uniondale, right across the street from Hofstra and the Nassau Coliseum. And then our newest store is Pantano's Does Bagels, which is a little spin on Pantano's concept by adding hand-rolled delicious bagels. And that's located on Jericho Turnpike in Garden City Park, corner of Marcus Avenue, in the shopping center where Mama Teresa's is, across the street from Uncle Bacala's, to give you a couple of landmarks.
Oh, there's some good ones there.
Yeah,
this is food heaven.
Yeah, so that's where we are. We're actually, this week is actually 1 year. Saturday's going to be 1 year.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Now, Mike, we want to learn more from you about this. Was there one mistake you made that was a real learning mistake, and you other people could take it on if they're thinking of starting a restaurant?
I don't really think there's one that I would be able to pinpoint. I think each one of my mistakes was for a reason, and that reason was for me to learn. And making a mistake, there's nothing wrong with making a mistake as long as you learn from the mistake. But if you make a mistake and don't learn from it and you keep making the mistake, then it's a problem.
Probably going to be out of business.
Yeah, there's not one specific thing that sticks out at all in my mind, other than like little stuff, maybe being more prepared for something, maybe thinking it out a little bit more, maybe waiting, because I tend to be a little bit,
impulsive.
Yeah, impulsive. Like I said before, once I put something in my head, it's kind of hard to get it out, even if the decision
or
isn't
determined. That's another way we can look at it.
I am determined. So, like I said, I wouldn't put it past me to do something.
In developing the stores, now this is about 25 years that you've been doing this business and seems to be your life work. Did you have either an idol, a mentor, or was there a saying that kept you going on a difficult day if it was slow or there was no one coming in?
No.
Nothing like that?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's just the inner drive that I had to be successful, to have pride. Like, I have pride. It's my name out there. I have pride. Like I told you before, I've never gone to work one day, not one day in my 25, 26 food career. Not one day have I gone to work to make money. Never. I've never gone to work to make money. I've always gone to work to make my customers happy, and that's a true, honest.
I'm writing that down. That's the tip, I think, for any business.
Yes,
make the customer happy.
That's it. I don't worry about. You had mentioned about competition. And it's not that I don't have competition, and I don't have time to worry about what the guy down the block is charging for an egg sandwich, or what hours is he open, what does he offer, what he doesn't offer. All I need to do is worry about my front door and the back door of my store, my customers, and more importantly, my employees. Because without my employees, I can't do this by myself. There would be no way that I would have been able to open 14, 15 stores. You know what I mean?
And, we hear that, Mike, and I think that's something for anybody, and even whether it's a two-person business, the employee, if you don't treat them right, it's going to go down the line. They're going to be over-anxious, a little grumpy with the customers. And if they are treated right, they know they're valued, they have pride in what they do, and they want to do a better job just because they're part of the operation. They want to wear a shirt that says, I work for Mike Pantano. I work at this restaurant. I do this for a living.
Right, of course. And when people see you out and they see the logo on your shirt, it's got to feel good when they say, I love that place. I go there. Like, I walk around town with my hat. Like, I have a hat, actually, I don't know what happened to it. I think I left it in the car, but I have a hat that says, I love bagels. And I have, my logo, and my logo is pretty familiar here on the South Shore of Long Island because all of my stores have been on the South Shore of Long Island since 1997. So, I'm pretty confident that if I were to show my logo, 7 out of 10 people would probably recognize it. You know what I mean? Which is pretty good.
I definitely would now. I'm sitting here looking at it right on your shirt, which is great branding because now that's in my mind, and I see it. We love to feed you.
Right on the back of my shirt.
There you go.
That's what we say. That's my slogan. We love to feed you, and we truly do. Like, we really truly do. We try to put different tastes together, and again, to make you want to come back.
By coincidence, I was in one of your stores a couple of weeks ago, again, not knowing we would be doing an interview. Had a great experience, took a couple of bagels home. For other reasons, I couldn't eat there, and they were very good. And looking at your menus on the internet, this looks like a foodie's heaven. And I'm going to ask you, being located in a college area, because you're on Hempstead Turnpike, you've got Nassau Community on one side, Hofstra on the other, a couple of miles down the road, Adelphi, and if people want to travel, other colleges. Is that a different market dealing with the college crowd?
I wouldn't say a different market. No, I would think that they're more open to trying different combinations versus the older generation would be like, oh, no way. I don't put mayo on an Italian combo. That's what the old timers, no way. I don't put mayo. If you put mayo on an Italian combo, that's no good. So we mix burrata, we mix mayo, chipotle, mac and cheese, everything onto a sandwich. And you know what? It's good.
I was going to say, your college crowd is like a bottomless pit, though. They can eat 7 cheeseburgers and ask you what's for dessert. And
100%.
If I get finished with one, even though I consider myself a foodie, I'm full. I mean, that's it. But that college crowd, they can go forever.
Yeah, but keep in mind, too, that we also cater to the health-conscious people, that if you want a grilled chicken in a lettuce wrap because you're watching your carbs, we make that. You know what I mean? If you want egg whites in a whole wheat wrap with avocado and grilled turkey, we make that. So it's really up to you. So it's not like you go to a Five Guys, let's say. There is no healthy option there. You're going there and you're just going to eat what they have there. So my menu is so large that I could really compliment any palate.
No, and I'm looking at it, and I made a copy of it. And when I saw that, I said, oh, my gosh, this is a foodie's heaven. If someone goes in and really wants to chow down, and, of course, that's your college crowd. They can have 6 burgers right after breakfast, and they ask when is lunch. So you're facing that. Have the customers changed since you started in business?
I don't know so much if they've changed. I would have to say no. I think the customer's always been the customer, and all the customer wants is something that's good, quick, and easy. That's it. They don't want to come in here and deal with your drama with short-staffed or an attitude with the person behind the counter. I didn't come here for that. It doesn't. I came here to get a bacon, egg, and cheese, a caramel iced coffee, and a chewy brownie. That's what I came here
You're
for.
making me hungry now. Don't
You
get
know,
too specific in these answers.
That's what I came here for. I didn't come here to like this drama. The two employees are arguing. I mean, this is not what I came here for. So, no.
Now you put a chewy brownie in my mind, and that's all I can
Exactly.
think
Nice
of.
flaky chewy brownie.
Don't do this to me. That's it's a violation of some
All
radio
right, you
code.
come
It
by,
has
Bill.
to be.
We have one for you.
Mike, once again, I want our audience to know that you're listening to The Secrets of Success on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host, Bill Horan. Our guest today is Mike Pantano of Pantano's Gourmet Restaurant. Mike, tell us more about it and if there's a website where we can find out more.
Yes. So I'm going to actually give you the website for my bagel store. Pantano's does bagels. It's ilovegreatbagels.com. And you could click on that, take a look at all the cool, creative bagel options we have. We have Dorito bagels, Asiago cheese bagels, buffalo jalapeno bagels, and we are, as far as I know, one of the only bagel stores that serve a hand-rolled gluten-free bagel.
There
Correct.
is such a thing, huh?
Correct. And if I were to put both of them together and toast it and put butter on it, or not even toasted, it's very hard for you to tell me which one is
I bet I
gluten-free.
couldn't pick it out because if
It's
I
a
didn't
hand
know,
roll,
it
hand
wasn't
rolled.
in my mind.
It's not these frozen gluten-free bagels you get from Trader Joe's or which those are, I guess, good if that's what you want. But ours are hand rolled gluten-free bagels. Come down, I promise you. We've had people call back yelling at us that I ordered a gluten-free bagel. This is not a gluten-free bagel. Miss, you got a gluten-free bagel. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Miss, that's a gluten-free bagel.
That's the real compliment. That definitely is.
Yeah. So people come in from everywhere now. Little by little, it's definitely getting busier. Like I said, I'm there 1 year at the bagel store, and business is nothing to complain about.
What makes the best employee? If someone came in for a job, or if you were interviewing 3 different people, and what makes a good employee in your restaurant?
I think the best employee is someone who has something you can't teach, and that's desire and pride. The desire to show up for work every day, and the pride to make everything to the best of their ability. That's it. I can't teach you pride. I tell everybody that I try to hire now, and I use the word vaguely now, try. The workforce today is terrible. Terrible. They have no motivation. They have no drive. And they have no pride. Zero pride.
Isn't that sad?
It's so sad. And Bill, as somebody who's operating multiple stores, it's making my eyes open a little bit more and saying, why am I putting myself in the position to give myself even more work when I don't have the support staff to help me? You know what I mean? So I have terrific managers in place, but they could only do what they could do. You know what I mean? But the workforce today is terrible. Terrible. I mean, it's just terrible. They want the highest pay. They want to come in making the most money in the entire store and do the least amount of work. And then the first day that they come in, they're 10 minutes late, 20 minutes late.
I was going to say right there, that probably tells you that this is not something they love. If the first thing they're asking for, we all need the money. We have to know what the parameters of the job are. But if that's the first thing, prove yourself a little bit and then shoot up the line. And
I tell everybody who works for me, I tell them, I don't give you a raise. I look right at the eye to eye. I said, I don't give you a raise. I said, you give yourself a raise. I said, you earn the raise. So when it comes time for a raise, I said, you don't have to ask me. I automatically give it to you because you've earned it. And I tell them, I'm not giving you the raise. You've earned the raise. Here goes your extra $1. Here's an extra $2. Whatever the case may be, here's an extra $50 for the week. You did a great job this week. I appreciate it. But again, the people that are coming in are just terrible.
So if you're a non-terrible person, know that Mike is looking for you. There might be a job out there, and you will be surrounded by wonderful food. Mike, are there, and I'm going to use the word tricks in quote, every business has a way of doing business, tricks, whether it's simply good service or being very affirmative or confident. What are the tricks of the trade in the restaurant business?
Again, I don't think there is any tricks here. The trick is to make people happy, to give them, whenever I speak with any of my employees, I tell them we need to give the customer a reason to come back. And if we don't give them a reason to come back, guess what? They're not going to come back. They're not going to come back. There's 20 different places within 2 miles that make a bacon, egg, and cheese. So why are they coming here? They're coming here for a reason. We crack the eggs fresh. We cook the bacon fresh. We use only Boar's Head cheese. We make the sandwiches to order. The service is quick. I think a lot of people try to do tricks by, blending tuna. Instead of using solid white albacore tuna, they use a chunk light and a albacore. Then they add breadcrumbs and bread to fillers, so this way they get more product for less money. By us, we just solid white albacore tuna, Hellman's mayo, only Hellman's mayo, and celery. That's it. But you know that you're going to pay for it. But again, what I've learned over the years is that people don't mind paying as long as they're getting something for their money.
And no, I realized, and you told me before the show the story about the Hellman's, just even though the price went up significantly, that is what your customers look for. It's a quality mayonnaise, a quality product. And I've noticed in some places, unfortunately, and good businesses, that they've cut back, and all of a sudden the business that I've gone to for many years,
Correct.
The quality of the food isn't as good. They're trying to keep prices down. I mean, they're trying to help the customer, but in the meantime, the experience isn't good. It's not what you want. And as a customer, I don't go back.
Right, exactly. And that's something that I don't want to happen. I want them to keep coming for the same size sandwich, the same tasting sandwich. So what? It went up $1.50, $2. I'm okay with it because it's the same. But if it goes up $2 and it doesn't taste the same, now we have a problem. Now,
real quick, tell us, if we come in, what's that one special dish that you're going to recommend that once we have it, whatever it is, we're going to be coming back?
There's so many, Bill. I really can't just say one because it really depends on the mood that you're in or the mood that your body's in. But I could assure you that whatever mood it is, Pantano's will make you very happy.
And that's all I want to know. That
very happy.
I'm going to be very happy. And real quick, give us those 3 locations.
Pantano's Hewlett on Broadway, 1308 Broadway. Pantano's by the Coliseum, 1150 Hempstead Turnpike in Uniondale. And our newest location, Pantano's Does Bagels, home of the hand-rolled bagels and gluten-free bagels, 1150. No, I don't even know the address. That's how many. 2415 Jericho Turnpike, Garden City Park, corner of Marcus Avenue and Jericho Turnpike. Come by. I appreciate and truly, truly appreciate every single one of my customers, and hope to see you soon.
And you're going to have a good time and a good meal. Mike Pantano, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm truly blessed. Thank you.
We really appreciate having you, and you've made me hungry, so I've got to get out of here. But before I go, I want our audience to know that they've been listening to The Secrets of Success on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host, Bill Horan, asking you to please join us again next week at the same time when we will continue our journey to success.